Go ahead, fire it up, Ethan.
You ready?
Welcome to another episode. Since nobody wants to take it,
Go ahead. We're in the
Philly
building.
Sportscast.
We in the building.
Listen. This was a big game tonight. You know what I'm saying? For the Sixers anyway, and the Nets, because the Nets still trying to maintain that dominance over the East. And, you know, they got a little somewhat of a rivalry going on, even though the Nets been getting the better of them. But the Stars came out to play tonight.
Yes, they did.
Harden had a good game. Durant, of course, his first game back after 2 weeks, he came out and was balling.
Yeah, he was.
When it's all said and done, down the stretch, Tyrese Maxey and Seth Curry with some big. Seth came up big in the second half, and Maxey came up monstrous and was cooking.
Yeah.
So this was a great team win, and we finally seen what happens when Embiid gets a supporting cast, and some of these other guys start doing their job. We could compete with anybody. And shout out to Drummond too, because Drummond was putting in some work off that bench
after coming back from COVID itself.
Right.
I'm ecstatic. I mean, I don't know what Wayne gave our plug, but you catch us on our platforms if you don't catch the live show: YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, and iTunes. I'm ecstatic. The Bull Maxey, man, and this is the growth that we want to see from the other players not to be named. This is the growth we want to see. I mean, you're going to have some games. Maxey went in a couple games where he ain't look good and he ain't look his normal self and all that. But this is all part of the maturation process that brings us here. And I'm not even saying that he ain't going to have no bad games going forward or a streak of games where, you know, he don't look himself. But look at this. 10 for 18, 5 for 8 from 3, 25 points, and some huge buckets down the stretch. I mean, this is what I'm talking. This is what is like Wayne said, is when we get a complimentary ball, we get the Robin to Bee's Batman. That's going to help us win these type of games. I'm loving what I saw. Seth, who didn't play good the whole game, pretty much came up with some huge buckets late, and all forgiven. If you ball in the crucial moments of the game, you could have stunk it up early and all be forgiven. Even Tobias didn't have a good game, but he had a couple buckets late. He had one John on a layup where he drove down. I think it was like under 4 minutes left to go in the game, 3 or 4 minutes. Huge plays that win us games. I'm good. This was a huge, huge win. This is going to get us in that seed because we need to overtake Cleveland. There's no way Cleveland is going to hold that 5 seed over us. So this is one of them games where we start climbing up the ladder.
You even lost night too.
I think one of the things to help Maxey too. I like how they took him off the ball. They had Curry playing a little more point. Maxey's not a natural point guard, so getting him isolations, getting him shots. Big hats off to B too, passing out the double team, giving Maxey looks. That was one of my knocks on B, passing out the double team. But I think Maxey is I've been saying this. Maxey is a natural scoring guard.
I think I said that first, but go ahead. I think I said that first.
Stop him from thinking too much. A lot of times with the point guard position, man, it's really a mental game. Stop from thinking. Let him play a little bit. Let him get comfortable. But we need Maxey to do this. For me, in order to be in contention, we need Maxey to play like this almost every night. Is that too much to ask from? I don't know. But I'm just saying we need Max because we see Tobias seems like he's at the end of his tenure as a starting forward in the NBA. Maybe he's reserved, but as a starting forward, I don't even know if he can do it anymore. He looks so uncomfortable. He looks so off. Is it still COVID residue? I don't know. He's missing layups. He's taking bad shots. He just looks terrible. He's missing easy shots that you think he should make. I think he's shooting career low in 3-pointers this year. But great win, man. Listen, anytime you can go in there and beat the number 1 seed in the division at home, hats off.
I agree.
This game, share.
No, I'm just agreeing. Go ahead, you got it.
A lot of things.
I'm being scared.
I took a lot of things from this game. One, we won a turnover battle. We only turned the ball over 7 times. So you only turn the ball over 7 times, most likely you're going to win the game. So that's kudos to the team effort. I gotta say this: the Bull Doc Rivers the chains might be too tight on these Bulls. They play loose and free and beat a little bit too loose. I thought he was shot too many 3-pointers, but they were able to play their own style of basketball today, and you saw results from Maxey. He stepped up. He was hitting those threes. He hit 5 of them today. He did a lot of good things. I was real impressed with him. And I do agree with you. From one of y'all said we should overtake Cleveland. Losing Marco Rubio is huge for them. They lost him for the season. So with him being down and then down a point guard, because he was giving them like 15 points a game, we can at least get up into that spot. I think we probably can make some more moves. I know we hyped because we beat Brooklyn, but this was a satisfying win for me, man. When I look at it, I was impressed with Embiid. B did his thing. He no 2 turnovers. Come on, I'm not mad at you, man. I'm not mad at you. Everybody just played well. I'm all in. I'm hyped.
Well, I want to correct one thing about this. I was talking, y'all was the main ones talking about Maxey wasn't a point guard. Y'all wanted Maxey to replace Ben as the point guard when he first came in. And I said he wasn't a real point guard, and we argued that.
When I say that?
No, you never said that. When I said that, I'll go back and show you.
In the first year, and Maxey first year, y'all wanted him to Tim, did they not want him to be the point guard and replace Ben Simmons?
I never said that. I never said that. I've always said from the very jump.
You need to go find that, because we never said that.
I always said Maxey to me. I said he's trying. I said he's a shooting guard trying to play point guard. I always
y'all didn't say that he should have replaced Ben Simmons.
I said they should have replaced him in the Atlanta series. He was playing better than Ben. Ben completely checked out.
Replacing Ben Simmons. All right, that's neither here nor there. Point the game.
Yeah,
I just spouting that out. Y'all keep spouting that out.
It.
But anyway, I will say though, I do agree with everything else that y'all said though. We do need to. Tobias might have to come off the bench, bro. He looked like he got a little he got a little sparky when he's against the bench players, but that was about it because the Bull Claxton put the clamps on. Now, the one thing I will give Tobias though is he started attacking. He still was attacking the basket. Like he didn't just keep settling for the threes. He took some sporadically. Like after the beginning, he was taking them, but then during the stretch, he was attacking, and if nothing else, he at least making them work. But he definitely got to do better than that, bro.
I agree. Hambino, I see you in there. What's up, bro? Good for joining the joint. I was looking for you. After we beat Atlanta that time. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know who started that trash talking at the end of the game between B and Durant, but I love that type stuff.
It wasn't from this game though. It was. Do you not remember the last game when Durant hit the game winner against the Sixers? The last game he played, he like get the bleep off. He was talking trash.
That's right. He did. And that's why he started saying, "Get off the court."
Exactly. He was like, "Get off my court."
You don't think they remember that?
Oh yeah.
And you know he was thinking about that the whole.
This is setting up to be a nice playoff series. The Sixers get what they need to get, and we can meet them in like the Eastern Conference Finals or something. This is setting up to be real nice, which I think we should at least be either in the Western or somewhere in the second round. I mean, Western or the Eastern or somewhere in the second round. But we'll see how that all unfolds as the season progresses. But one thing the Nets got in their favor, they got the boy Kyrie coming back. I mean, that's going to be a huge lift for them, yo.
This must be a Nets fan. We lucky Kyrie wasn't vaccinated. Well, y'all lucky Ben Simmons wasn't in there to play some defense on Harden.
Don't even bring up Ben name. He's not here.
I'm saying, I don't want to hear that talking about some Kyrie. Well, y'all was winning without Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
say that. What KD say last game? You take that.
Hats off to Minivan too. Minivan came in second half, man. Hit some huge shots to keep us in the game.
He did. He started off. He better had though, because he started off suspect, very suspect. He was 3 for 9. He ended the game 3 for 9, so that shows you how bad he started off.
Don't matter how you start. It's about how you finish. I
agree. And that's what I was saying earlier. All is forgiven if you hit them shots, but he owed us that. I say that. He owed us some of them big shots because early in the game, he was playing a little suspect.
Hey, Sergeant Bass, and I agree with you. We get a star. I wouldn't need a superstar. We get a star level player for Ben. We'd be a good team. I want to get into this whole thing, but this was my whole point about trading Ben and getting a player for him. We could have got a star. We could have got a star level player for Ben. You ask me. He wants an all-star level player,
or a group of solid players. And I keep going back to that Golden State deal, which I think was a plausible or possible, or however you want to say it, deal with either Wiggins, Wiseman, and possibly Jordan Poole, but I don't think those names was big enough for Morey to justify trading Ben Simmons. But trust me, and I tell you, they would have been ball enough, they would have been game enough to help us coming down the stretch in the East. But we ain't do it. But I do it. Go ahead, Ethan.
We need to go on a run. We do need to.
We got a lot of cupcake games coming up. We should be able to go win at least 4 games in a row. Be honest with you. If you look at that,
we need to go on a run, man. Getting the third, fourth position.
The schedule's soft.
Playoff between 3rd and 5th, maybe.
But are y'all worried about Tobias Harris? I mean, he's just starting power forward. I mean,
very concerned.
He's not. I know y'all saying he might go to the bench, but he's not going to the bench. You know how Doc is. So 4 for 14 tonight. The other day he was like 3 or something. It was like, at what point do we all look at him and be like, yo, he should Morey be working more so trying to get him out of here?
How do you know he's not? How do you know he's not working to get both of them out of here?
I hope. But more importantly,
but that's a lot of money you trying to get somebody to take. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People that's not
Toby it's gonna be so hard to move Toby, man. I'm telling y'all.
We got rid of Al Horford. We got rid of Al Horford contract. That was a nasty contract.
For any Nets fans out there, I'm gonna tell y'all the problem with y'all team. One of the problems is James Harden. And James Harden's a problem down the stretch. I looked at the box score after this game. For some reason, it's not letting me pull it back up. KD, you know how many shots KD in a tight game took in the last 2 minutes of the game? 0. He took the last shot he took was at 2:06, and he missed it. And then the box score I was just looking at right after the game, he did not take another shot for the rest of the game. But you know who has several? James Corny Harden. Harden, he bricked the whole bunch. First of all,
he almost shot 50% from the field. He had 15 free throws. James Harden balled out. James Harden was balling his
game. Okay. Who would you rather have the ball in their hand? James Harden and KD in the last 2 minutes.
I mean, you want KD, but there's some factors that got to go into the. First of all, this is KD's first game back from being out 10 days.
KD had 30 something. He had like 39 points. So what does that matter?
I'm just saying though that Harden is not it's not Harden's fault.
Yes, it is. I'm telling you, it is.
We watched the same game.
They were hurt. They had Patty Mills. Patty Mills killed us the last time.
Patty Mills is the reason
he was breaking all over the place.
They actually blame Patty Mills.
All that being, we have Bulls off. All that being the case, I'm talking about down the stretch. Down the stretch, the last 2 minutes is no way in the world. I don't want KD not taking no shots in the last 2 minutes. That's egregious, bro.
First of all, everybody in here knows your angle is about that. We know you have an angle with that.
Listen, I don't know. Real rap.
Ethan, from you're not looking at it, he got fouled. The reason why one of the shots didn't count because he got a foul. When you shoot the ball,
so he takes one shot in the last 2 minutes.
No, but if you say he didn't take any, I'm telling you, he took a shot. He just got fouled.
Even one is too little. When you had in that time frame, you had about 8 possessions. And your all-star takes your best player in the team, possibly the best player in the world, takes one shot.
No, definitely the best player in the world.
He reaching. We know the reason behind that, but
that's all it is.
Listen,
Steph, for real, Steph, just chill.
Hey, Bruce.com, I agree with you. And see, this is where I used to speak up for Tobias when he was a 20-8 player. Averaging them type
you better not try and speak up for him
right now. Not no more. But he's not that player no more. He's drastically worse right now. And his shooting percentage.
This happened in one season?
It looked like it. It looked like ever since the COVID, but I don't know if it's just COVID. It might have just been the season. He might have, what he like 27, 28, 27, I think. Something like that. I don't know.
Who's that?
Know.
That's it.
Sure? I don't know. But there's something. Is something lately. I don't think he started off that bad at the beginning of the season. I gotta go back and look at his stats. But right now, he's playing worse than he's ever played for the Sixers.
I agree with a comment earlier from I'm trying to find it now. I want to give him a shout out on the comment. But he said, if I see you, I'll give you a shout out. He said to be 35 game book AKE I think that's how he said. He said 35 games in, and I still don't know how good we are. Do y'all agree with that?
I agree. Listen. Even down the stretch, and Embiid, that's my dude, and I that's my favorite player right now. but I have more confidence. Like when I'm seeing the KD, like you were saying about KD getting the ball down the stretch. If I'm seeing KD with the ball in the closing minutes, I do believe Embiid could get it done, but I'm not as confident as I am if I see a Steph Curry or KD with the ball in their hands.
And that's what I say. Durant had a 8-0 run by himself, like early in the fourth, late in the third. It's like, what are you talking?
I'm not saying. Who are you talking about? You act like I'm saying KD garbage. I said KD needs to have the ball. He's the best player on your team. It's either KD or Steph that's going to win the MVP this year to solidify who everybody thinks the best player.
You got two superstars on that team. It's not like he deferred to some garbage one. It's like he went on a personal run himself, and then Harden went in there. Harden was getting to the line. He was balling. I can't believe
Harden was 9 for 20, 45%, which is okay, not bad. 1 for 5 from 3-point land. I'm not, and a couple of 3-pointers he jacked in the fourth and brick, but I'm cool with it. I'm happy. Listen, I'm happy. I was surprised. What irritated me a little bit, honestly, that we didn't double KD as much. I thought we should have got the ball to KD hands to make it a little bit more difficult and let everybody else try to beat us instead of KD, because KD was flaming hot. He shot over 50% from the field. What did he shoot? He shot 54% from the field. You got to get the ball to his hands. Our strategy was to go one-on-one and hopefully he missed more than he make, and he did. And then Harden started getting, gun happy at the end, helped us win the game. Maxey blacked out. Still, like y'all said, Steph did some huge shots, and Minivan came through huge, and B knocked down. Well, B did miss a couple free throws. The whole team missed a couple free throws. Yeah, he missed like 2 in a row, I think. Yeah, Court. That's enough. We got to talk about that. The bull Court Maz.
Yeah, before y'all
might be done.
Everybody hit that like button before we move on and talk about Court Maz. Hit that like button for me.
Like at least even when Minivan went through a little rough stretch. And I see some of the comments saying replace Tobias with Minivan, replace Tobias with Paul.
That might be a possibility.
It's not, bro. We need to get a player for him. Not saying they got to be a star or nothing else, but we need to. It's not on our team the person to replace him. Minivan, let's not act like before Minivan went on the protocol, like he wasn't stinking it up for like 2 weeks. So that's right. And let's not act like Paul Reed ain't getting. I like Paul Reed. I've been wanting him to get a shine. Let's not act like Paul Reed ain't get his turn to try to shine.
He couldn't even get off the bench with the substitute teacher.
Right.
I mean, listen, everybody's all right. Okay, you want to look at Minivan and say Minivan has some bad games. He struggled. He had a couple up and down games, but Toby overall has been struggling for the year. This is going on way too long. So
I agree.
If you even think about making a change, I'm not mad at you. If you want to say, yo, let me experiment, like we all said, I don't think it's going to happen. Doc is little. He ain't going to do it.
Minivan not a starter. I agree with D. He's not a starter.
Who, Minivan?
We seen
Tobias a starter at this point.
We saw Minivan as a starter when Tobias wasn't in there, and his numbers fell drastically.
Not every game. He had a couple good games in the middle of that when Tobias wasn't playing. He had a couple solid games. Tobias ain't playing good either. That's what I'm saying.
With the
Tobias ain't playing like a 4 for 14, 9 points.
The Sixers got to treat Tobias like they did when they first got him. He was like the 4th option.
Tobias didn't even got the hustle that Minivan got.
Let me ask y'all.
Shout out to Matt. I see you in there.
So I guess who's the starting? Did y'all like the starting line tonight? Who's the starting lineup tonight?
Minus Tobias, yes.
No, minus Danny.
I'm talking about if they took Tobias out.
But that's like
would y'all stay with Thibault starting and have Danny come off the bench? Would y'all stay with that lineup?
Yeah.
When Danny comes back?
Well, Danny been.
Because then you could play Danny. You could play Danny instead of Danny. Could take Corks 18 minutes. That's what I would max Danny at. 18, 20 minutes a game. I know we talked about that last year too.
But I mean, even if you start Danny, you could still take those minutes. You just giving those minutes to
I think Thibault needs to start. He got to step up sometime. What
I've seen from Thibault the last couple of games is he actually put the ball on the floor and got some awkward looking layups, but they've been going in. So he was doing that last year. That's why I didn't understand. Remember last year, it seemed like I don't know if it was toward the end of the year or something, and it seemed like he started dunking more and attacking and everything else. Not like he was great at it, but it wasn't as bad as it was early in this year. But he do look like he's getting his footing again, maybe.
It might be Doc might be overcoaching Maxey a little bit sometimes. Somebody mentioned that a little bit earlier. I agree with Measy. He said he's talking about Niang. He said it ain't about the numbers. Niang plays heady basketball and he ain't afraid to pull the three. I agree with that with Niang. I wouldn't be opposed to him even being tested to see what he could do in that starting lineup a little bit. But I mean,
if they want to try it, I'm not opposed to it. You have him in there as another shooter around Embiid, and then you just have a bunch of shooters around Embiid. But I do think that the rebounding will go down drastically for our team.
I mean, how many rebounds Toby get? Toby get what? 6? He had 6 rebounds tonight, I think. How many rebounds he had?
Yeah, it wasn't.
He had 6 rebounds.
I want to see.
But I'm saying like even
more too, though.
What you said?
But Rich McCall is very active. The boy Niang, one thing. Somebody said he ain't in shape to start, but I don't think like he's just a stocky dude. He's consistently active every time he in the game. Even if he ain't splashing, he active. Getting his hands out, hustling for loose balls on the floor. He one of them type dudes. He way more active than Toby to me. Way more.
Niang, I'm not putting. I don't need. So do you think Niang is a better player than Tobias Harris?
At this point in his career, maybe. How many years Niang been in the league?
Mark, Niang is not a starter.
Listen. Somebody said Toby. I mean, somebody
Toby's
said
not a starter.
You got to start somebody.
Toby can be a starter. He's just not a star.
You got somebody.
And he's not worth that money. Go ahead. What'd you say?
That's facts. I mean, either what you saying?
I said you got somebody said Matisse not a starter. You got to start somebody. You got to find somebody starting this team. I mean, or you gonna make a trade and bring some starters in. This is why I'm irritated when get somebody beside Danny Green. And me and Tim was talking about this, I think on the last pod on our polo, that I thought we should have went after the bull Kelly Oubre. I thought Kelly Oubre would have been a way better signing than Danny Green. I think Kelly Oubre would have been an end-all, be-all, but he definitely would give you more than Danny Green would give you.
High energy player, what you need.
And he's taller, and he's more athletic, and right now he's not injured. Danny Green going to miss at least 30 games probably by the end of the season, give or take, because he's an older player. So it's like, come on, man, give me some youth athleticism, something we was desperately missing in the playoffs last year against Atlanta. So some of the moves confused, and Charlotte got Oubre for pretty much the same exact money that we paid Danny. I think Oubre maybe got $3 million more or $4 million, something like that. The contract was very similar, 2-year deal for $20-something million.
That goes back to Morey. Besides trying to trade
he's
Ben,
suspect.
Besides trying to trade Ben, we know he can't do that. What has he really done since he's been here to elevate this team? I haven't seen
Morey.
Yeah, Morey.
I agree.
I mean,
Drummond.
We'll see.
I mean, the things he got to him so far is just bringing in Drummond and Minivan.
And he about to botch this Ben deal.
Yeah, Mark told you only got 2 starters on his team, Embiid and Maxey. I mean, listen, he might be right, but if Embiid plays like this every night, and Maxey plays like that, we got a chance that
Seth can be a starter to me if he in the right setting. I
think Seth should be. I think Seth should be coming off the bench.
Sometimes we get caught up in saying somebody's not a star. Remember, everybody that starts not a star. Sometimes you have players that. Now, of course, we look at teams like you look at teams like the Nets that got like 3 superstars on it, but for the most part, you're not everybody.
But look at the top tier. You got to gauge yourself against the top tier team. So look at Milwaukee, look at Miami, look at the Bulls, and then check their roster versus ours.
So is Robin Lopez a star? And
I'm not saying a star. We talking about. I didn't say you have to be a star to be a starter.
And who's their starting 2 guard? Like
who you talking about?
Somebody like that for the Bucks. That's what I'm just saying. You just have to have stars, and then you have. I think that's what I'm saying. I think Seth Curry can be.
They started 2 guard with the bull who got hurt. The bull, what's his name from Villanova?
Yeah, and okay, and he's not great, but he's a good player.
I didn't say you had to be great. I'm just saying you got to be a solid, consistent player, which Toby is not. I think you have to be a player who can
I'm not talking about Toby right now. I'm talking about Seth.
Okay, I'm getting on Seth. I think you have to be a player who can consistently create their own shot. Seth cannot do that. Against good defenses, quick feet, Seth can't create his own shot consistently.
Yeah. But I think all teams have
and he's
that can't do that.
The top teams. I don't think the top teams. I don't think so. The top teams contender for a championship. I think most people in the top teams, unless you got a specialist like a defensive dude who may be his main thing,
or a 3-point specialist, somebody shooting 45% from 3.
I mean, can you get the shot off? The thing is, can you get the shot off? He can't get the shot off consistently.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. Listen, do I want to upgrade positions? I absolutely do. I just don't think. I think sometimes we get, because like again, it's the players that we look at every day on a day-to-day basis, and we see their ups and downs. Whereas though with other players, we just look at their stat lines, or we'll see the highlights or the big games they play, and then it's like, yo, I'll take that all day. Whereas though the stars in their town is looking at them every day, like, man, we got to upgrade that position. That's just basketball.
I can agree with.
Here's the thing, though.
DiVincenzo, thank you, Matt.
We're missing is that 20 points a night off the bench. We missing that type of player.
How many 20 points a night off the bench?
Oh, that's a little bit much.
But you are having the ability, like not necessarily.
You mean a group of people, or you talking about one person?
Get 20 points off the bench. We don't have that type of player. I mean, they may get 15, but we don't have that person who can black out for us one day and get us that.
Has Shake ever got over 20?
And
not since high school.
I'm just asking.
Exactly. Year.
You started that game.
Like Tim saying that somebody black out one game. I've seen games where Shake has had good. I don't know what his career. I don't know if he's had.
He had like 36 against the Clippers.
But you see the 20 point. You look at even what's his name that won the 6th man of the year last year. What did he average? Like 17 points a game. The guy over there in Utah.
Yeah, John Doe, I'm not doing that. I'm definitely not taking Covington. Now, I know I'm hard on Toby a little bit, but I'm not taking Covington over Toby.
Me either.
Do y'all like the relationship? I kind of like the relationship Embiid and Maxey developing, man.
I do. I told you I think they could play together.
He like Maxey better. He like Maxey better than Ben anyway.
I just prefer B. B took a lot of 3-pointers. He took 5 3-pointers in the game.
That's a bit much. He was 3 for 5 though.
But it's a lot.
Can't hate on that.
How y'all feel about what's the dude name that blocked Maxey shot and got up in his face? Jones, what's his name? Did y'all see that?
Oh, that's the boy that's gonna break Ben up when he was with Miami. That's the dude, the MMA dude.
I wanted to see a little more fire, but okay, that's not Maxey's personality.
Maxey do a little too much smiling.
Maxey's like a happy-go-lucky young boy, though.
He's too happy.
He do a little. He's a little too happy.
No, I would agree, except for I did like Maxey was talking a little bit today too, though. Like when he was over there hitting, he was saying he had some words to say over there today squad.
So
apologize. I was just joking.
Is he the happy assassin? Like is that what he is? He the happy assassin, boy.
I think it's the hair though. He got to cut them little what was they called? The little boy make you jump crisscross. He got to cut the crisscross braids off.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he either got to get some Jones like the laid down Jones like that, or like a rocker fro or something. You got to do something with the hair, man. That ain't it.
The happy Hooper. So we call him the happy. He the happy Hooper. The happy Hooper. That's what we going. Maxey new nickname.
I like his energy.
Did y'all like Tom McGinnis and Mark Jackson doing a call today?
Come on, man. You already know how I feel. Stop. Don't do that. Don't make me hate on this girl again.
No, I wasn't talking about the hating on the girl. I'm just saying them too. Like,
she ain't that bad to me, be honest with you. Do I pay attention that much to that? I don't. With you, I don't really pay attention to announcers that much.
It's just something like about that mannish girl voice that just irks me. I don't know. Like
she don't bother me at all.
There's no way.
That irks me.
There's no way you can't pay attention to good announcers when good announcers have made some of the greatest plays even greater from the way they call.
I can watch the game. I can watch the game.
We just lost John Madden and look at all the games that John Madden.
Exactly. Like the play the bull called, I forget his name, who called the LeBron block. I mean, that was one of the greatest plays in NBA history, but it was even elevated because the way he called the John. Like that's the kind of stuff that just makes games even more exciting.
It do. Listen, master of the craft said Tobias played like the old uncle at the barbecue. He's like, let me see the rock, yeah. Let me see the rock.
Like you can tell he had a little bit of game back in the day, but he ain't good no more. That's Toby.
I thought how y'all think Shake did for his first game back. I thought he did some good things with him and Drummond doing a pick and roll and getting a couple dunks.
What did he do tonight? I gotta see that box score.
But he also did his famous get trapped and he falls on the ground.
Was 0 for 6.
Was he 0 for?
Who Shake was?
I feel like Shake was active though. Was he 0 for 6?
My man Matt, y'all see his name of the Crispus Atticus. I still gotta ask him what that name means. But he said he's a Toronto fan. He said y'all gotta trade Simmons to Toronto for Van Fleet and Siakam. Would you do that? Exactly. But he can't stand Siakam. He loves Van Fleet, but he don't like Siakam.
See, that's the point. See, Ephraim, this is the exact point. This is the exact point I make. It's like guys on other teams, like how we jumped on it. Like, I'll take that in a heartbeat. Other people like, man, y'all don't know what y'all hot and Ben Simmons will take. That's what I'm saying. I do think that there's a possibility for anybody to be how much value other people put on them.
I'm just in here.
Hey, Jay Carr, thank you. And her fake excitement is cringe. I agree. It just is so it hurts my soul to hear her do the game sometimes. I swear. Oh my goodness. But
it don't really bother me. It doesn't bother me at all. Just like another announcer to me, to be honest with you. I could watch the game on mute.
I mean, so I could too, but
announcers make a difference in the game.
Yeah,
I'll be so into the game. I'll be so zoned out. I really don't pay him attention. That's just me. I mean, everybody's different, but I don't.
I mean, you do that everywhere. That's like we be on here doing the pod. Somebody say something, and 2 minutes later, you say it. You just zone out.
Yeah,
that's true.
You're subconscious.
I haven't known to zone out a lot.
I mean, I'm not trying to make this a hate fest on her, but I just feel that she's not good. It's like I love hearing McGinnis and Mark is okay. Like Mark Jackson, I don't think he's the best. Like he's okay, but it's just I don't know. It's just something about it. I just don't feel like that. It just don't resonate with me. I mean, and I listen to I listen to Golden State, and their announcers ain't the best either.
Because somebody just addressed it. You didn't know what Crispus Attucks. You didn't know who Crispus Attucks was, or you just didn't know.
I don't know why he got that name.
Okay, I thought you knew. I just wanted to correct that because somebody was saying who he was, and I'm like, I thought Ephraim knew who he was.
No, I was gonna say I don't know why he uses that name.
Okay, I just wanted to let everybody know.
Jamal Oliver, Joe Embiid don't play with Drummond. Jamal Oliver said Embiid can coexist with Siakam. He can play with Drummond. He don't play with Drummond.
Which I was hoping they was going to do a little. I would like to see them on the court because another thing is we don't rebound well. We're not a good rebounding team. That's going to catch up. That's going to catch up.
Joe don't either. Like I think he would. He's not like a rebound machine.
Who's that?
Who he had 5, 6 tonight?
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Well, you know what
you broke up. What you say?
Embiid's not a rebound machine. You would think he would have more.
You know when you shoot 3-pointers, that's what happens.
It ain't just about the 3-pointers. When you attract that many bodies against you,
don't do that.
Even when you work,
don't do that.
I'm talking about regular defensive rebound. I'm not talking about offensive rebound.
Defensive rebound. Yeah, a lot of time on defense, he's the one trying to cover up for these dudes getting blown by on defense, and he going in attacking shots. I mean, that's part of it. But I do agree with you. I mean, he was averaging more rebounds when he had a rebounding point guard with him. He was getting more rebounds.
What's his name again? Oh, he just got engaged too. Shout out to Ben.
Oh, he did.
Beyonce.
Oh, maybe he'll get some.
Who he get engaged to?
Who got engaged?
Yeah, this tattoo artist.
Jamal, hold. Jamal. Y'all gotta stop with the Embiid is lazy. Y'all kill me with this.
No. Hey, wait, let me get that. Did you see that block? You see that block he had on Harden when he chased Harden down the field? That joint was incredible. He chased Harden all the way down the field and golfed it. That was a huge play too. That was a huge play.
That was a big play.
B is the reason why I
think you said out 5 minutes after that.
The B is the reason why when everybody want to talk about, and this is no knock on Thibault or even on Ben, but everybody want to, Ethan used to mention before about Ben, where everybody want to mention how good their defense is. Their defense is good in part because of Ben. They know they could play
because of B.
They know because they got B. They know they could play up because they got B in the back. That was the reason why Thibault was so successful with Curry. He could just play the 3-point line and not be overly concerned about Curry getting by him because he got B waiting in the wing. So I don't get B is one of the best defensive big men in the game, bar none.
And his greatness at defense is one of the reasons why I've always said I thought he was the best big man because I think he gives you both ways and dominant on both sides of the ball.
I think Joker might be the best big man, but I arguably take
we got 100
people out here watching. Hit that like button. I just think that
hit that like button.
I just think that Joe can dominate both sides of the ball. And that's the other things too. Sometimes we talk about him being out of shape and this, that, and other. He does a whole lot on the court when he's on the court.
Yo,
Like,
man,
that's not,
you think I hate on Embiid a lot? I don't feel like I hate.
I don't know if he means y'all, like mean the people in the comment section, or us, because me and Wayne definitely don't hate on Embiid. Ethan and Tim is the only one who kind of give Embiid a little bit of grief on some stuff, but I think Embiid is the man.
Only giving grief when needed, like when he tried to play point guard. And the only time I knock Embiid is when I say we need. I think the NBA is a guard league. That's the only thing I say. I said it's, to me, winning as a big man, being your best player like Embiid is going to be hard. You need that complementary guard. Hopefully, Maxey can develop into that.
I think
I agree with that.
What it takes to win.
Hey, Mark, I think Embiid is equally as good outside and inside. That's what I was trying to tell Mark earlier. People who don't play down in the post, and of course, I'm just talking about on the street, regular street ball, but I'm only going against regular street ball people. You talking about in the NBA going down in there, and that's why Shaq was such a freaking nature. Because Shaq would go down there, play defense. He'd be down there banging his body around all that time and keep going. It's not easy to do and still be. And remember, people were saying Shaq was lazy. He ain't got conditioning. He out of shape. It take a whole lot to be down there banging around bodies in the paint, back and forth. Like, that's a lot coming. That's a lot of wear and tear.
Shaq got them boards, though. Shaq got boards.
No, Shaq definitely did get boards. Shaq did get.
Yo,
is it a certain mentality though to get the boards? Sometimes it's a mentality to get the rebound.
I think it is.
There's a little trick to it.
It is.
I never had that desire to board like that. So you definitely got to have that desire, like the willpower to do it.
No, you do.
Brooklyn, look, based off the side, do you think they can compete for an NBA title this year based off of what you saw?
Well, hold on. Can I address something real quick?
Go ahead, Giannis. You go just Giannis comment?
No, I want to address what Aaron said. When he said, I wish Embiid would get deep into the post more often. Yes. And I think it was under 2 minutes to 3 minutes when he got real deep in the post and got the and one. I forget who got the feed to, but that's what I want to see during crucial time. I don't want to see him at the top of the key. He got deep in the post, got the entry pass.
He always have, though. That's what I was trying to tell y'all early in the season. He would get down there. I even told y'all in the games we watched, he would get down there and they don't throw the ball like they didn't know how to throw the ball in. They're doing a lot. They're doing a much great move.
He got the end one. That's deep in the post.
Much better job. They're doing a much better job of getting it to him down there. And Embiid has been. You can't stay down there but so long. So when he's down there, he's in position. And if the pass don't come, like how many times you used to see like Seth and them pump fake passing and all that, and then swing around, he got to come back and reset. I do think that. I don't know. I think they was doing a better job of that as of late, like hitting him down there in the post and letting him.
I agree with that, Wayne. I think I'm telling y'all now, and Wayne campaigned for this years ago, if we had Chris Paul, Joel Embiid be averaging probably 33 points a game, because he needs a point guard to direct him, get him the ball down there, create shots for him. Just like Ayton. Ayton is a solid big man, but he ain't. If Chris Paul ain't played for Phoenix, I guarantee Ayton, however you say his name, would not be putting up the numbers that he's putting up. He's a direct result of how he's fed from that offense, particularly Chris Paul. But I will say about Ayton, when I watch him play, he's very quick with his decisions. That's the main knock I always had on B. And he's been doing it a little bit more lately. He's been being quicker with his decisions, whether to shoot or pass. But he gets crap. Bede is the most double big man in the league. He's probably the most double person outside of Curry that you see in the NBA. As soon as you get it, the whole crowd.
He's the most double. I think Giannis is the most double. Or is it B, Giannis, either one or two?
I don't think Giannis don't let people double.
Hold on, they had a stat. They had a stat about the most. I'm telling you, it's a stat about the most double players. And Embiid and Giannis is 1 and 2. But the only problem is when Embiid is double, we don't score as much. It's like our chances of scoring is lesser, and Giannis was higher, probably because Giannis make quicker moves or better decisions, or he can get out of his doubles. But it is a stat. Embiid is the most double player.
He is. That's what I'm saying. He definitely is. Every time he get the ball down low, they double him. Somebody made a comment about.
Go back to my first question.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. Yeah. So Brooklyn, like I was saying, as far as Brooklyn, do they match up well with Milwaukee, and do they watch up with the two best Western teams out there?
Oh yeah, I mean when they get Kyrie back, they're gonna be legit.
Say it again.
You sound a little quiet, Ethan.
Yeah, Ethan need to get that microphone hooked up.
Yeah, I'm fine. I think it's you, Ethan.
Is it me?
You kite coming in and out. You sound good, then you sound bad. But as regards, Tim. I mean, this is one thing I agree with. Ethan said. I think he said this a year or two ago. He said the team that more than likely wins is the team that has the best player. KD being one of the best players in the league, they're going to be in contention. You got a solid team around him. He's a great player. So the end, they're going to get Kyrie back. They're going to be in contention.
Hey, Ethan, I pulled the stat up you was talking about, and I'm trying to find Steph Curry name on here, the most double player.
Look at the most triple, and you'll probably find Steph Curry.
Oh, the most triple, yeah, maybe.
That's fact.
They got Giannis, they got Giannis, number 1, Embiid 2, Gilgeous-Alexander 3, Drew Holiday 4, Morant 5, Paul George 6.
Ain't no way in the world. There's something wrong. Somebody hating.
But
you got some Durant fan on there hating. Probably Skip Bellis made the list.
Embiid is 34%.
The problem is
Skip Bellis made that list.
I don't know if you looked at the stat, Wayne, but they were saying Embiid doesn't do well against the double team.
No, I was just looking at the double team stat itself. Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's got better.
He is getting better because he's making quicker decisions. The problem is he will hold the ball a little too long and then either turn the ball over or have to force him a bad shot, just something goofy. Right. But he's definitely been banging. Even a couple threes that Maxey got. As soon as he got it and he was rolling to the basket, he just flicked it out to Maxey on the baseline and Maxey pulled up and knocked the 3 down. Them Jones are the direct result of B making very quick decisions.
It's a direct result of Maxey working on his game.
Facts. I agree with that too.
LA is trading Rondo to Cleveland. Would y'all actually be interested in Rondo?
No.
Who?
No, I can't say.
I think Rondo fit well with Cleveland. No, Cleveland, he replacing Rubio, and they still got the Sexton out for the year, but they got Garland,
right?
Young guy. So
I'm hoping they come back to earth and we can sit there and jump right into their spot and everything.
See, Cleveland.
Hey, Joy, Joy said they had the best player last year. Who you talking about? Had the best player last year?
Talk about Giannis.
The Nets. Oh yeah, that's why they won him. Giannis had a 50 piece in a game 6 against that. Yeah, like he was the best player on the court. So normally the best player wins is not always the case, but normally the best player at least is going to have you in and around, able to make something happen if your team is at least halfway decent enough to get you there. So that's going to be there. That's going to be there. I still think, me personally, I think it's for the championship. I think it's a 3-horse race. I think it's the Suns, Golden State, and Milwaukee right now. And with Kyrie back, I do got to put the Nets with Kyrie. Then with Kyrie, yes, the Nets is back. The Nets. So it's 4 teams. I think is the top dog. Now if Sixers could possibly make a move before the trade deadline and get a point guard in here or something, and somebody to impact and change the tide.
Yeah, get Tobias out of here.
We need to get Gilgeous-Alexander in here, man. We get that boy in here.
I would love that.
That'd be nice.
Listen, he's up there as one of the most double players too. Matter of fact, they say he's 17 possessions a game. Could you imagine he get here with Embiid?
So that means Maxey would come off the bench.
Hey, Mark, Isaiah Thomas. Ain't gonna hate him. First of all, let's give props. Who coming off the bench? Maxey?
No, if I get Gilgeous-Alexander, I'm sending Seth to the bench. I ain't sending Maxey.
Yeah, who's sending Maxey to the bench?
Isaiah Thomas is the Mavericks now, but he got COVID,
he's
so he's gonna be chilling. Mark
trying to hate on him. He actually came back and had a decent showing. He had one really bad game when he was kind of off, but I mean, Isaiah Thomas.
No, he only had one good game.
No, he had 2 good games.
He had one good game.
No, he had 2 good games and he had one bad game. They had one game he didn't really shoot that much. I think he was like 1 for 4 or something like that.
You mean like the game when you came in and you told me he 9 for 9. He got 9 points in 9 minutes and then ain't scored nothing else the rest of the game.
Yes, he did score. He ended with 13 points. He had one game. He had 19
with 13 points in 32 minutes. Yes, after starting.
And I watched the game and Westbrook gunned him out. And that's why they lost. Westbrook turned the ball over and he wouldn't stop shooting.
So you don't think Isaiah Thomas can help a team, Wayne?
I mean,
no, he's a hater. Don't know what he thinks.
No, so he can't help a team no more than Cork, or no more than Toby, or
Shake Milton, Cork Maz.
No, I don't think he can help a team more than Toby. No, I don't.
You don't think he'll help a team more than Cork Maz?
Cork Maz, absolutely. Yeah,
Cork Maz 0 for 4 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3. That dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you talking about replacing him with the dude that was 1 for 13 from the floor in his last out.
He had one bad game, but how many bad games Court had? He had one bad game.
Yeah,
I already said
Aaron.
he could replace a Court, but I'm not necessarily. First of all, he's coming in. Do you think he could? What position is he playing when he coming in here? He's coming in as backup point guard, backup 2 guard. What?
Yeah, backup point guard.
I think I'll take Shake right now.
You take Shake over Isaiah? No.
Yes.
Isaiah's not really. Be honest with you, Isaiah's not coming up as he's coming up as a scorer off the bench. He coming in as like a Lou Will.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Another undersized guy to get lit up by taller guards.
No, Isaiah hustle. He got fast hands.
I mean, what happened with Lou Will last year against us? Lou Will lit us up in the Atlanta series last year. Lou Will was a problem for us last year.
Man, he had like the 14 points to one game, and everybody was saying how he lit us up. Like,
I don't know. I mean, he averaged more than Ben that series. I know that.
See, everybody. The first thing people say, everybody is too small. That's why
more rebounds than Ben.
Everybody said Steph was too small. That's why Steph got drafted when he should have been the number 1 pick overall. That's why he went 7, but now he's one of the greatest all-time players. But that's neither here nor there. The first thing everybody look at, and I understand that basketball is a game you got to take height in consideration because you got a lot of big men and all that. But if you could put the bucket in the basket, that's all I'm concerned about at the end of the day. All the other stuff is just icing on the cake. I done seen 6'10" dudes like Darius Miles. I mean, the ball in the basket. I done seen 6'10" dudes like Darius Miles come in and be trash. So I'm not overly concerned about height if you could put the ball in the hoop.
But he can't put the ball in the hoop.
Yes, he can. He can put the ball.
No, he can't. He's
not.
He not. Listen, when he was in those years when he was in Boston, he was lighting it up. If you tell me you can give me that Zeke, absolutely, I'll take that.
First of all, that's not Zeke. Why are we calling him Zeke?
You know we call him. Shut up.
Because Ephraim just said that and it threw me off.
It's only one Zeke. He was named after Isaiah. He was named after Isaiah. So he's Zeke too.
No, he's not.
He's
There's only one.
He's IT.
He's Zeke.
Only one Zeke.
Zeke.
Let's relax.
He's it. And the way he's playing right now is it. That's who he is.
He's playing like the clown.
He just got back into the league. I think he's gonna prove himself. I think he's gonna have some good games.
I'm happy for him though.
I'm happy for him too. You got haters like Wayne who want to see his demise, but I think Yes, you do.
Wayne he got the same hate he has for Jalen Hurts for IT. Same.
I don't have. Listen, it's a difference in saying what you see in somebody. Just because you don't think a person has something, don't mean that you necessarily hating. But if you sitting there and you talking about somebody's just straight garbage, I don't think that he's garbage. I just don't think he has it anymore, and he's undersized.
He might not. He might not.
This is our last podcast of 2021. I do have one more question for you guys. What was your favorite sports story of 2021?
Caught me off guard. I don't even. Westbrook trash though.
Anything that's
Westbrook is definitely trash.
Westbrook's trash. He's a stat chaser. Hold on. One of my favorite stories is with the boy. What's the boy from Minnesota? Oh, didn't y'all talk about that last pod? I missed that. I don't want to get into
who, Cat or Edwards?
No, when he talked to. Am I losing my signal? When he talked about what's her name? When he talked about Westbrook being a stat chaser.
Yeah, Cat.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. We didn't get you wasn't here, so you can say it now.
He is a stat chaser. 100%. Stat chaser and turnover machine. All athletic.
What's he, Mark? Yeah, listen, I've been saying this. The Bulls just hating on me when Wayne was saying that he felt West, when we had the argument when his coach what's it called? Scott, what's his name? The coach, I can't remember, OKC coach. When he came out and said Westbrook was the second greatest point guard of all time, and we had that debate on air, and Wayne was saying he'd take him over Steve Nash and all this, that, and the third. And I
didn't say I'd take him over Steve Nash. What I said was he's had a better career and he's played better than Steve Nash. Steve Nash averaged 14 points a game and 7 assists. 14 points and 7 assists a game for his career. Stop hyping Steve Nash.
And Westbrook averaged 7 turnovers.
No defense.
Westbrook don't play no defense neither. Westbrook don't play defense. Westbrook play.
John Morant went bananas on him.
No, he don't. He don't play. He played just as bad defense, and he turned the ball over at twice the rate.
So you didn't answer your question. Wayne, answer your question. Who would you take then? What career would you take?
What'd you say?
whose career would you take between?
Well, I probably would take Westbrook since he at least got to a finals.
Okay, so they said you said you take Westbrook over Steve Nash, and you.
I did, but I did. I'm not saying I'm not. He's a better. Nash is a better team player. But if you're talking about like personal accolades and as a player, better achieving more achievements, other than the 2 MVPs that Nash was given that he didn't deserve, one of them could be argued for. But there's no way he should have been back-to-back MVP when you got Shaquille O'Neal, Allen Iverson, and Kobe Bryant in the league. There's no way he should have been MVP.
I agree with that. I do agree. One of them was kind of legit. He took his team from a last place team to a first place team with 60 wins in 1 year. He was the major part. So I could rock with that one, but I do agree with you that he should have 2. But my point, Westbrook.
Well, Westbrook got 2 MVPs, so I don't know. So maybe Westbrook career, he's accomplished more.
Westbrook don't deserve 2 MVPs. I don't care what nobody's saying. But I'm not gonna say don't deserve, but I wouldn't. I'm not gonna say don't deserve. You get what
you said. John Gruden was the biggest sports story getting.
But I wouldn't have gave real quick. I wouldn't have gave Westbrook 2 MVPs. But Tim, what's your favorite story of the year?
I really
because you brought it up. How you bring it up? You ain't got no favorite story.
I ain't really think it over, but who won the Super Bowl?
Tampa Bay.
Oh, okay, no, that wasn't.
I ain't gonna hold you. It really wasn't nothing that got me overly excited this sport.
That's it. It wasn't really. I didn't. Baseball was a nothing burger. I really wasn't. Maybe next year. No, the Uncensored Philly Sports Podcast. That was the biggest sports story for me. This podcast.
I mean, the biggest sports story maybe yet to come, depending on how Eagles finish this season out when we get in this playoff run. I mean, for us as as Philadelphia fans, but just in
Ben
general,
Simmons not showing up to training camp.
I mean, in general,
the story. But are you talking about as something you were happy to hear, or are you just talking about the biggest event that happened?
Was that in this year when Ben Simmons was missing on free throws? That was last year, right?
Yeah, that was this year.
That was this year.
The Ben Simmons mental break. The Ben Simmons mental break is probably the biggest story of this year
of our area, at least.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, as regards to like
mine is going to be Jalen Hurts stealing Carson Wentz's job and forcing him to move to Indianapolis.
Carson Wentz chose to leave, and he gave the job up.
No,
he demanded.
Yeah, he did.
Hey, D-Market,
he didn't want to compete.
D-Market, I do agree with you. LeBron is in year 19, looking like year 9. LeBron, did you see the LeBron stats for these last 6 games? LeBron is putting up incredible numbers in the last 6 games, right? And their record is 1-5. That's
Westbrook.
Because but they don't. They defense is Westbrook is a huge part, but they defense they old and they cannot. They against Minnesota. I mean Memphis last night. Lakers went to the line. They shot 8 free throws. Memphis shot like 29 free throws. That's because they were so athletic. The Lakers kept fouling them dudes because they couldn't stay in front of them. Lakers defense is terrible right now. But my biggest sports moment probably would be just in general as a sports fan, watching Giannis the way he dominated in the playoffs and win. I thought it was actually an excellent playoffs for the most part. Even watching the Nets and Milwaukee battle and that KD shot that could have won the series when his toe was on the line, that probably would have won the whole series, John, like that, and it going to overtime. That was some incredible basketball. And then when he went in the championship and dominated Phoenix. You were watching Phoenix run. Phoenix had a good run.
Phoenix folded though.
Yeah.
I mean, Giannis
wasn't they up like 2-0, 2-1?
No, I don't think they were ever up that much.
You know what? To Ephraim's point, even with Giannis, the way he reacted after especially being a Sixers fan, we watched Ben Simmons have a meltdown when they did the hack of Ben. Meanwhile, we seen Giannis. They went and tried the same thing on him, and he stepped up and did it better. Like Giannis, it just made that much better.
Giannis feel like he's just in the gym by himself. He's like, okay, I'm just gonna keep practicing and keep shooting.
Right. It take 20 seconds to shoot my free throw.
But he just got his first pair of shoes when he was 20. He just got his first shoes when he was 22. So he went through a lot.
Yeah, D-Marcus said the Suns was up 2-0.
They were. Yeah, I'm looking at it. They was definitely up 2-0. I didn't even remember him taking
Tyronn Lue played. He coached the.
I remember because you thought it was going to be easy for the Suns.
You thought it was going to be over. Then Giannis turned it on.
The
Dang,
Tyronn
they won
Lue,
4
I thought
straight
Tyronn Lue
games.
played a really good.
Hold up.
Posted good.
Ethan, how big is that mug you drinking right now? That joint look like it take up your whole body, bro. No.
Look, my kids got me this. My daughter got me this for our anniversary.
I actually like that.
I don't
That's
need
nice.
Google. My father knows everything.
So now
That's-
we know that
That's Major Cat. That's Major Cat, but I like the mug.
We know you got some misguided kids right now. My poor little cousins.
Hey, Joy, I've been told you that. She said Giannis is a basketball player, Ben is not. I've been told y'all this. I hate to say I told you. No, I don't hate to say I told you so. I actually enjoy saying I told you so sometimes. And I told y'all so. I told all y'all. But I digress.
Tim needs to get the moderators on. I don't see our other main moderator. He might not be on tonight. He usually was hating on Joe too.
Yeah, email be kicking people out. I'm going to make Mark. I'm gonna make you moderator so you can handle the chat. But anyway,
who said I'm a Sixers fan, just not an Eagles fan? I say I don't like that. We talked about that before in another podcast. But if you rocking with Philly, you gotta rock Philly. Now, if you from outside the area, you just happen to like the Sixers for whatever reason, maybe during the AI era or the Barkley era, you kind of just glommed on and wanted to be a Sixers fan. I'm cool with that. But if you live in Philadelphia or the Philadelphia region,
Nope, that's fraudulent. That's fraudulent what you said. Because then if that's the case, then wherever they live at, then they should be rooting for their squad.
Because you might not have a basketball team where you live.
All right, okay, then put that in there. Don't say just because you like to root for somebody in another city and you want to exclude that, then no, that don't count.
No, I mean, listen, I'm not saying that even if you got another team, even if you like, let's say you lived in Phoenix, but you always like AI and you kind of sideways root for the Sixers, but you still root for Phoenix as number one team. That's cool. Like, I'm not a Golden State fan. I'm a Curry fan. But once Curry done with Golden State, I can care less what happened with Golden State. But unless they get another Curry, but that's not either here nor there. Maybe little baby Curry might go to Golden State. What's his name? What they name little Ruckus or something? Whatever his little son name. But the point of the matter is, if you live in Philly or the Philly region, you gotta like all the teams. I'm not taking no half steppers. It don't work like that.
Hold on, man. I gotta ask Masters of Crapper. Are you a Colts? He said he a Colts and a Sixers fan. Are you a Colts fan because
he said he knows Wentz personally? He said he knows Wentz personally. That's what he said. He met him.
Oh, okay. All right. So he found it's cool. I mean, you got your LBJ Bulls that was Cleveland fans, Miami fans, Lakers fans. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, I know a group of guys that end up being Dallas Cowboys fans because in Southwest Philly, but it was because Eric Williams went to play for Dallas and he was from Southwest. He was from around the corner.
Are they still Cowboys fans? See, if you're still a Cowboys fan after he left,
I don't know.
Then
but I mean,
I got a question.
But you can root for the team by your man there.
Yeah, man.
If you're rooting for a team for that many years, though, then what do you know what I'm saying? If you're rooting for this team for 13 years, don't you kind of
once your man leaves, then you leave?
Listen, I don't care if my kid played for a team or another. My home team is my home team. I'll root for my kid and root. It's kind of like this. This is the way I look at sports when you talk about the areas. High school for the Philly people, it's like if you went to Bartram, but you rooting for West, you look like an idiot, don't you? You know what I'm saying? Even if you say, "Well, my home."
Yes, I agree.
Why you rooting for West to win?
That's what I always say the same thing.
That's how I always felt about sports. But this is a new era, when everybody play video games and get to knowing other players and like other players.
And everybody fantasy football and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I agree.
I don't want to be the dinosaur. I know it's different now, but this is just always the way I felt about sports.
I absolutely agree with you.
We're gonna wrap this thing up. So appreciate all the support. 2021.
Herb said Philly strong. I'm about to watch the Flyers play the Sharks. I'm mad at you.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking
listen, about. I used to watch more of the Phillies now, but I ain't got as much time.
Comment and subscribe.
I mean, the Flyers.
Hit that notification button.
So Mr. Wing asked Master Craft, so were you an Eagles fan?
This is my last part of the year, and Tim's in here trying to cut it off.
We've been on in 2 weeks, then all of a sudden you want to talk all night.
Listen, I don't care. We get people talking. Ephraim talking.
Wayne's trying to get his talking.
Ain't been on for.
Hold on, Mr. Wing. Hold on,
but go ahead.
I'm talking to the fans. I'm talking to the viewers. Mr. Wing said So Master, you talking about Master the Craft. You were an Eagles fan growing up, and when you met Wentz and you lost it, so he said he met Wentz and went gaga for Wentz, and he followed Wentz anywhere he go. So you saying you know Wentz personally? This has to be addressed a little bit. Did you just meet him on a fanboy tip?
He said they met in church.
Okay, and they buddied up. Do you got his number? If you don't have Wentz's phone number, then that's not your man. If you just met him, and
let me ask you this: are you and Wentz even friends on social media? Does he follow you? Does he like your pictures?
If you can't visit him in the hospital, it's different. You might have been one of them Make-A-Wish kids.
Okay, he might have.
That's a little different.
Okay, all right. I can rock with that. I can rock with that. If
no,
you
I
make
respect
a wish,
that, Mr. Master of the Craft.
What'd he say?
Because you got boys that don't even know nobody. They didn't even meet him personally. And they follow LeBron all around the world. They follow, you know what I mean? We're the Miami Heat fans. Where are the Miami Heat fans?
Mark, I got you.
We're the Cleveland fans that was there when
that Kevin Hart movie, the boy to follow you around. Yeah. His biggest fan.
Hey, Joy, I agree with you. You live in Philly, you need to be a Philly fan, period. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. You can like other teams or other players. I'm not even saying you cannot like nobody else, but your loyalty has to ride here first. Because think about when you go anywhere else and you from Philly, first you want to, where you at? I'm from Philly. You want to represent Philly real hard, like you like the Philly swag and all that come along with it. So you got to take everything else that come along with it. I'm not hearing nothing else. It's over.
This is my biggest problem with people like that talk this stuff about the Philly fans. Yeah, like and listen, I respect your opinion, Kraft. But this is my thing. When you say you got tired of the Philly fans and so you start rooting for this you got fans everywhere. That's a certain like the Raiders fans were some of the most radical ones out there. They were stabbing people at games and everything else. Has been notorious for being one of the most racist fan bases out there with the Celtics and stuff like that. You have that kind of stuff everywhere. The only difference is you get this stuff where everybody, because it's the easy story, this is what everybody say. Philly fans are just horrible. Philly fans, but if you're a Philly, and we know because we are, and first of all, Philly fans are all over the place. Look at us, you got us four on here. We'll have all kind of different opinions on stuff for the most part of that. So it ain't just like no one conglomerate with Philly fans just hating on this, that, and the other. We just got opinions and we voice them.
And we hate whackness. If you start doing that whackness like Ben doing. Yes, we can't stand that type of whack juice, man. It just don't feel right to my spirit, my soul.
Sometimes we do go a little overboard. Like Boone Rieger like that. Boone Rieger like that is a little boy for everything he do.
That's funny, actually.
He is not Rieger's fault.
No, I agree with Ethan with that. That's going a little overboard. Rieger actually tried to step up the last game, though. I get
Rieger is looking like he's really mentally tough, though. You gotta be mentally tough to be here in this city, man. It was said before, and it's gonna be said again. Ben already knew coming in. I said this before. I don't know if I said it on here, but Ben Simmons to me was going to leave regardless. I don't think he was going to stay here his whole tenure.
You said it.
He got his contract. I just think he wasn't built for the city, and he wants to be over there in the West Coast showboat in Hollywood. So I didn't think Ben was going to stay here. No how. He actually got his reason to leave, and now he went out.
I agree with that 100%.
He took that money real quick because he know he wasn't going to get that nowhere else.
Yeah, I do got to give a shout out to Rieger because, I mean, I didn't know it was that bad. Tim told me when he went down to the game and he was saying how bad they was booing Rieger and all that kind of stuff like that. I didn't know they was booing him that bad. And for him to still not completely fall apart, he still has some bad plays, but not completely fall apart, kind of like whatchamacallit did. What's his name? Whiteside, like the bull Whiteside he his whole game went south. Like he looked like he didn't even want to be on the field. Rieger actually, he has some mental toughness. I gotta give him a lot of credit. I'm rooting for him. I hope he really turned this thing around. Obviously, for my team, it'll be a good thing. But just him as a guy, I don't want to see nobody who got aspirations of being good and then just gonna be be labeled as a bust like that. I'm rooting for him. I think he'll be all right.
Yeah. All right.
I'm rooting for Ben too. I'm rooting for Ben, but he ain't it.
No, but you know what? The reason why it's a difference to me, and I think this is where it comes in being a Philly fan. Like we said, we respect realness and we respect somebody that's genuine. But, I mean, think about it. We've had guys that played in Philly that wasn't that great, but it's because look at Jason Avant. Philly people love Jason Avant. He wasn't great. He was solid, but he wasn't great. But Philly people loved him. You know what I'm saying? Ike Reese was a special teamer. Now he's sitting there and he's doing radio show, and people vibe with him and they appreciate what he did. So it's all about.
I never got the hype of Ike Reese.
But it's about the no. Well, I'm saying he did make he made the Pro Bowl team as a what's the name?
Teamer.
Yeah, he didn't start till he went to Atlanta. I think he got his money. He didn't get no money here.
Yeah, I think he started a couple games in that run that we made before that, like before he left, and that kind of got him his money. But that's what I'm just saying. Like, we do appreciate those type players. Jimmy Rollins I think, and that's why the players that understand Philly love Philly. Like Embiid likes Philly. Like, he get it. You know, he's a troll, so he know when people he cool with that. AI love Philly. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Rollins even said Philly, like he said front runners, but he was saying when they love you, they love you. But when you know what I'm saying, you're not bringing it, they gonna let you know. That's being real. That's family. That's what family.
I think whatchamacallit going to get that kind of aura in here if he stay here long enough to boy a minivan. Because for one, he go hard and then he just keep it a straight bean. Like after he said the last game comment when they was talking about he being a little off, and they said, he finally started hitting some shots. He was like, man, that's what they brought me here for. Like, if I'm not doing that, then what am I doing? Like that's the realest thing you could ever say, you know what I'm saying? When you know your role and he hustle and shoot threes. That's his lane. And he go hard when he do it. So if he lasts long enough, he gonna be one of them dudes. But D Market asked the question real quick. I want to know this too. Is Ben still getting fined? What is Ben's situation?
There's a limit to how much you can be fined just based off of the collective bargaining agreement. So he's not losing all these big game checks like they assumed that he was.
Okay.
Ooh, so he won it.
So Ben winning then.
So eventually he will do whenever they reach. You can say he winning all you want. Listen, I don't care how rich you are. You start missing money out your pocket, you miss that money.
No, I don't think he's missing money anymore.
But he missed money already. Money that he ain't never think he was going to miss.
Yeah.
So,
so what's the cap that he could end up getting fined? Do you know?
I don't know the cap, but I just know they can't. It's not game checks like it.
Right. He can't take all his money out.
Yeah, it might be like 10, 20 grand a check or something.
If they told you they was taking $20 out your check every week just cause, you ain't gonna raise a ruckus over that, a fuss or ruckus.
Not if I'm sitting home.
Yeah, if I'm sitting home, they could take it and still pay me.
If I'm sitting home and they take $20, $30, I'm sitting home chilling with my feet up on the couch, I'm Gucci.
I'm not paying for gas. I'm not paying for gas or to eat. I'm good. That $20, $30, that don't mean nothing.
But wait a minute, don't they? That's what I always wanted. NBA players, don't they get like a stipend or something, like when they're on the road, like to pay for their food and stuff like that?
Yeah, they get a stipend.
I think that eventually, I was listening to an interview. Now, this was the NFL dude was saying this, but he said that eventually all comes out your pay. All that food and stuff you get and your travel expenses and all that kind of stuff like that. He was breaking down his salary. I forget who it was. He said he got like a $3 million deal. And after everybody took their money, he made less than $1 million.
So I wonder if they still take that out of Ben's, if they do it like that. Like if the player not playing, if you still take that stipend money out of there.
They probably trying to. they trying to. Oh, man. But what you say to this the last 2022? I remember when it was remember Y2K when it was 1999 and everybody was talking the Y2K bug, and now we sit here at 2022. This is crazy. Time has flew by.
Yeah,
I feel like an old head now.
You are.
No, I just feel like when I still got what they say 40 to new 20. That they said.
I don't know.
I said 40 to new 40.
40 to new 20.
No, wait, hold, real quick. It is a difference because if you go back and look at some of these TV shows like back in the 70s and stuff like that, people were like 40 years old look like they were like 60 or 70 now.
I agree. I do agree with that.
I'm thinking about like I remember seeing my grandmother when I was little. I thought she was like 80 years old. I remember she was I'm thinking now like she might only been like 45, 50.
Yeah, I think people
like you look at James Evans, he was only in his 30s when he did that show. He looked
James Evans looked like he was 50 forever.
Yeah.
The only one that looked young on that show and still looked good is Bernadette Stannis.
Yeah. I think it's a lot to do with health choices. People make better health choices and style too. How you keep yourself up, you dress, because some people dress frocky and older, and it make you look older.
Mark, I'm not 50, Mark. Cut it out. I got another year for that. Stop that.
Stop that. Hey, Mark trolling. Oh,
and
man.
right, she said you're definitely old head if you remember Y2K.
Oh, yeah, you definitely.
That is crazy though, ain't it?
Remember that? Mr. Wiggs said everybody was holding their computers close, but Y2K they was. Remember that? You was scared your Jones wasn't going
to turn mine off until New Year's start.
I ain't coming, James. I'm just saying.
A lot of people got rich off of that too. Like, you got to get this program to protect you from the Y2K.
Yeah, and all it was, I didn't even realize it was just as simple as the date. Everybody was concerned the date wouldn't change over to the 2000s because they never put the software into the computer or something like that. So they was thinking if a date didn't change over, we're going to shut down the computer and all this old hoopla, whatever. But 22 years later.
Yeah.
Joy, don't you dare hate on Thelma. Don't you dare hate on Thelma.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, don't do that. That's that woman hate right there. They don't do that.
That woman like 60-something years old and still look good.
Yep.
That's truth. All truth.
All right, fellas. This is a wrap. We will catch y'all on Monday. Next, we'll be here Sunday after the Eagles game. Then Monday again when the Sixers are on the road playing the Houston Rockets. So again, thanks for liking the video and sharing it.
Next game is Monday.
Hold up. Yeah. Our next time is Monday. Hey, listen, everybody out there. I know a lot of y'all might go out there and do celebrations and stuff this time of year where it'll be a lot of drinking, a lot of crazy stuff go on. Y'all be safe, man. And that way, hopefully make sure that we, whatever y'all do, try to do it in moderation. Be safe, and hopefully y'all on the other side of.
Don't make a bad decision that's going to cost you a lifetime of sorrow.
Right.
So just be safe.
We see y'all on 20.
We see y'all on the other side.
We out.
Deuces.